I love magical girls, and I've watched a lot of magical girls. If there's a magical girl in a season, I'm probably going to watch it. But I especially like whenever magical girls do something different. Break out from the typical norm that you get from magical girls. Girl meets the familiar, gets the powers, powers up transformation, power of friendship, glitters, everybody's happy, all that kind of stuff. You really kind of do something different with it. Break out from that mold that has been popularized for so long. Your Madoka Magicas, your magical raising projects, yeah, even your gushing over magical girls for reasons. It doesn't have to be a dark magical girl, just do something different. Try to spice it up a little bit. And I really felt when I seen Magilumiere, Magical Girl Inc., this is a series that was probably going to do that. It kind of opens up with the idea of a girl that is trying to find a job, and in this world they have magical companies, and she gets a job there. But they're different. It's like a fight between corporatizing magical girls and just trying to be magical girls, and yes, finding a place to live and a place that accepts you, that kind of stuff. The bonds that can create it in such a small space, really appreciating the people around you, that kind of stuff. But I've watched the first 5 episodes of the series, and while I can't say this is a hidden gem, this is amazing, it does have some semblance in there that it could do something really cool with this whole concept. But I'm here to give my thoughts on the first 5 episodes, so let's jump into it. The series opens up in a world that, yes, has monsters and has magical girls. These monsters called Kai showed up, and people have been fighting them, and thus these companies that will employ magical girls will send the magical girls out, they'll take down the monsters, and then return back for a fee. And we follow Kana, and she's been looking for a job for a long time. She's been going to different interviews, but every single time she gets rejected. But the interesting thing about Kana herself is that she's very good at remembering things. So before she goes to an interview, she'll memorize everything about the company that she's interviewing for. But it always seems like whenever she goes to do the interview, she doesn't have what they actually want. She just has a lot of knowledge about their company. Well, one day while she's doing an interview, suddenly a Kai appears, and then a magical girl shows up to defeat the Kai. Well, unfortunately, the magical girl herself couldn't do it alone, and so she needs somebody to assist her in reloading her app to reload her magical powers so that she can fight the monster off alone. Well, Kana actually volunteers because she actually interviewed for the company that makes the app that the magical girls use that reloads their magic, and so she actually knows the ins and outs of the app, so she can actually do really well with it. She even spots the fact that the magical girl forgot to change her ammunition before she went in for the fight. Well, this all, of course, results in the fact that they take down the monster, and immediately this magical girl takes Kana back to the company that she works for and says, hey, hire this girl to join our company. And that begins Kana's career becoming a magical girl. Yes, like I said before, this world is full of companies that will actually employ girls to become magical girls. Each of the companies will have these little apps that they actually give to the magical girl themselves, which employ these different programmed magical spells. Immediately, Kana is introduced to the boss and all the employees of this very, very small company. It's a startup company, so it doesn't really have much funding. It's not like massive like the other corporation magical girl companies. We have Hitomi, who is their only magical girl besides her. She's kind of a natural at things. Immediately, the moment that she picks up a broom, she's able to fly with it and all this kind of stuff. She kind of goes on her whims, and she's very passionate about justice and whatnot. We have Kaide, who handles all the phone calls and is like an overall secretary. We have Kuzuo, who's our programmer. And yes, in this world, like I said, you can program the spells itself. And yes, the magical girl outfits. He does all the designs for them. And then finally, their boss, who is, yes, a bit interesting in the fact that he always dresses up in a magical girl outfit. This guy seems to have a lot of passion for what magical girls are and just loves them a lot. Enough that, again, he walks around in a magical girl outfit. Oh, very quickly, of course, Kana is trying to figure out how to be a magical girl, so she has to learn how to use their brooms, which she's not really good at. She's not very much a natural at it, so she's kind of poring over the manuals, something they didn't even think that they had because, again, he told me their only magical girl is kind of a natural. They get sent out on job after job, and over these jobs, we get a sense of a few things here. One is that, yes, Magilumiere, this company, is a startup company that doesn't really go by the norms. Most of the companies are all about efficiency and profits. Get out there, destroy the monster, get paid, and get out. Where Magilumiere kind of goes about things differently. It's all about challenging conventions and really kind of being respectful about the area that you're working in. So they have this whole case where this entire shopping district is being attacked. The easy and efficient way would be to pretty much put down a massive magical circle and destroy all the monsters. But that would actually damage all these shops. This entire marketing district that has a lot of history behind it, which most companies would be okay with that because the insurance covers all this stuff. Well, again, they don't want to damage all these properties that mean a lot to people. So they actually go out of their way in order to find some way that's unconventional in order to take down all the monsters without damaging the property. And yes, of course, the shopping district really appreciates this. We get a little look into some of the companies that are all about efficiency and making lots of money, like Ast, which apparently has some kind of tie-ins with the boss at Magilumiere. And here recently we have Kana working alongside another magical girl company that's pretty much a cosmetic company who has a magical girl department. Again, it's like the magical girls is kind of a big thing in this world, and all these companies want to get involved with it somehow. So my thoughts on Magilumiere, Magical Girl Inc., or Magilumiere, as they say it. I really enjoyed this series so far. Like I said, though, I don't want to oversell it. I think the thing that early on really catch my attention is Kana. I think Kana is like pretty much Alba from New Game, and she's becoming a magical girl because the whole thing with video games didn't work out. So now she's working as a magical girl. Her expressiveness, she's pretty much the straight man of the series. You have this very eccentric cast of characters that are a part of this magical girl company, and she's the one that's always reacting with some sort of shock face, but at the same time feeling very welcome in the location. We have very quickly at some point, the boss pretty much points out that, yes, when they had this whole situation at this interview and she helped out the magical girl, she was working under pressure and she didn't fold. She thought quickly on her feet and she was able to get to the situation. And yes, like I said, she's very book smart. I think that's really what her prime thing is that she pores over all these books. She memorizes things. During that whole thing with the shopping district, she was able to she has like a photographic memory. So they're like, okay, which of these, manholes was the largest so that we can put the magic circle there. That way it doesn't like flow out too quickly. And she's able to kind of know exactly which one was the largest one. And even at some point, she's giving them information about how the brooms that they carry, they're actually able to do like shots of magic. And so they're like, wait, the guide says that? Yeah, it's in the manual in page 53 or something like that. And they're like, oh, wait, it's actually in this manual. She's got a really good photographic memory, and that's something that she brings to the playing field. She's really good at kind of laying out what she's seen and how she can apply that stuff. But again, she's really cute. She's got that demeanor that she's trying to work really hard, and finally having people that appreciate her. Again, this boss really saying, no, you work hard on your feet. You have a lot of talent, and she's finally able to feel at home. It's like a nice little theme they have in the series so far is that sense of, being wanted. And she's been rejected so many times before. Now she's finally here. Hitomi's really great. She's kind of like the big sis character. She almost gives me kind of a biker gang girl persona. She's got that kind of roughness to her, but again, she's kind of a massive big sis, like always there at Kana's side, trying to support her and help her out. Again, a natural, so she just kind of does things on a whim, whereas again, Kana's going to be more trying to guide her from a sense of the books themselves. Kuzuo is weird. I get a sense of Midori from him, like a total My Hero Academia, Midori, Deku kind of thing from him. Of course, he's got the Seiyu. It's literally his Seiyu, but he's got the appearance that looks like him. He just looks like Deku just came in here and became a massive magical girl outfit geek and just wants to design magical girl outfits, which is something I really liked about the series. Like his appearance first off was really fantastic because we don't typically get to see what happens whenever the magical girl actually transforms. So when Kana has her first transformation, everybody's there to watch it and they're all happy to see this, like, oh crap, a new one's transforming. And so Kana's there like, okay, what do I do? And they're like, just stay still, there's the next part, this is the cool part. And she's just transforming the entire time in the room. It was really cool. And again, Koji, the boss, is very, very interesting. At first, I was like, okay, so he's going to be the cross-dressing character. Haha, he's wearing a dress. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, this guy's wearing a dress. A really deep voice. And he's got this frilly outfit on. He's always kind of wearing all these frillies and stuff like that. And always trying to make sure that he has the proper dress on and stuff. I was like, okay, that's fine. But he's got a lot of heart in him. They're really kind of putting a lot of emphasis on the boss and really how much magic girls mean to him and how much he's breaking out of the conventions of what all these other companies have built. The idea here and the status quo here is that everybody builds up these really successful magical girls. They have quotas they meet. They have to take down a certain amount of kais. They do it quickly, again, without any care for what destruction they cause because the insurance will cover it, and get back to the place, get the next job. But he's always about like trying to innovate and trying to create their own circles, their own magical spells to kind of fit the situation and do it efficiently to cause less destruction because, again, even though the companies cover it, you don't want your stuff destroyed. You have a lot of priceless stuff that can get destroyed that insurance can't replace. And so they're trying to kind of mold themselves to the situation, try to be flexible. And again, not conventional to what most companies will do. And I like that emphasis they have there. They're obviously getting to the fact that this guy is special. There's obviously a lot of hint here that he used to be something very special. I'm kind of wondering at this point if he's going to actually be a past magical girl before now every company just has girls. He was a magical guy that was a girl, whatever. That'd be interesting as well. But he definitely has a lot of connections to really big companies, so he's obviously going to be very important. Overall, it just has a really solid cast of characters, and again, they all kind of come together to make a nice camaraderie for this little company, and all just kind of going out there and trying to get the job done while again, being overshadowed by the bigger companies. Visually, so far, the show looks decent. I mean, there's a couple rough shots of CGI blob Kai things that are flying around, but it all kind of fits together. Like, it never sticks out. It's very quick. It jumps to each of the shots. It doesn't try to stick on a CGI frame or anything like that. So it's very hard to notice unless you're really looking. I just really love the designs of the characters. I love Kana's design. Again, she's literally like Aoba from New Game. I really love her designs. Very cutesy, pigtail type of look. And again, her expressiveness to kind of react to all the situations, really fantastic. Overall, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I'm not going to say that it's something great. I think the first couple episodes was really promising. I was really enjoying it. And I think the following, 3 episodes or so wasn't fantastic, but at the same time, still kind of keeping to a good pace. Like, the quality of it and the comedy and the chemistry of the characters is still really solid. I just will admit that nothing's really going on here that's really kind of breaking anything new. And I'm pretty sure what we're probably going to get into is, yes, these bigger companies probably trying to recruit Kana because she's special in some way, or at least the boss, who is seen as somebody special to a lot of people, will probably see her as being special for being recruited to them. They'll probably try to poach her. She's probably going to want to stay with them. We'll probably have some big monster attack. They'll probably take it down. But I don't know. There's a couple signs here that possibly could lead to something really cool, and I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, overall, I like Magical Girl series, and this one's doing enough to kind of break a little bit out of the mold to kind of give it a little interesting twist that makes it entertaining. So I'm looking forward to more. Anyhow, if any of that sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button before you leave, comment. Let me know what you think of the series if you're going to be checking it out. And just if you're new here, make sure to subscribe before you leave. If you like this content, you want to support the channel more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it, as. Until next time, I'll take care.